Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. You get me in the natural state of just taking a shower. So that is why my hair is wet and everything. So we're embracing it today. Today I am excited to talk to you about the four lessons I've learned. Four important lessons. I've learned a lot, but we're gonna cover four important big lessons that I've learned throughout coaching as a women's fat loss and nutrition coach through the last 7 or so years. Okay, so like I said, I've coached at least like 7 years. Started coaching in homes and things like that. And ever since I went online, it was a game changer, and it works out for not only my lifestyle, but the lifestyle of women that I'm helping. It's just been a huge blessing and an amazing opportunity for my clients as well. So I just want to cover the four things that I have learned throughout my time coaching women and what has helped the most for my clients' success. Because I wouldn't have learned this if I was just doing my own thing or if I was just researching in books or online. Sure, I could find out some information, but there's just only some experience and some knowledge that you gain when you get that specific experience of helping people in those specific situations. So I'm super grateful that I was able to get those lessons learned so that I can help and continue to learn and help more people. So let's get to it. I'm excited. So the first one, the four biggest lessons that I've learned, the first one that I've learned is that there is no perfect time to start your fitness or nutrition, health journey. Okay. You're always going to be busy. People are always busy. But the thing that really helps people to start seeing progress is just getting out of your own head and starting now. Okay, there's lots of excuses. There's going to be lots of limiting beliefs that people have, and I come across a ton. And I talk to a lot of women with those excuses and limiting beliefs. Things like they think they can't get over something, they think they can't lose the weight because they've never done it before, or they've tried a whole lot of things and they feel like they're going to fail again. So lots of limiting beliefs there, lots of excuses for time. Busy. I have a family. I have a budget. Even things like that. Lots of excuses that are stepping in your way of seeing the transformation and the change that you really desire. Okay, so that's one thing that I've learned is that there's going to be no perfect time, no perfect situation to start a health and fitness journey. If health and fitness is a priority for you, which I'm assuming it is because you're watching this, then you will learn at some point or another. If you want this, then you have to get out of your comfort zone and you have to just start something now. Because if you don't, and if you keep making those excuses and if you keep believing those limiting beliefs, then you're always going to be where you are and you're always going to stay there no matter what. Now, some people don't want to improve their health and they have other challenges in their lives. But if you're someone that health is a priority for you and you're ready to feel amazing in your skin, that transfers over to a ton of aspects in your life, then make sure that you get this down is getting over those excuses and limiting beliefs. So that's one thing that I really help people with, that a coach is really helpful, and something that I've learned to do as myself as a coach is to help people get over those excuses and those limiting beliefs, because it's really easy to tell yourself these things and you don't realize that you're telling yourself these things. Like some examples are like, well, I can't get up early, I'm not a morning person. I have kids, so I'm never getting sleep. And these things might be true, they might be real things, but there's always something you can do about it. There's always help. There's always habits that you can implement to help you get through these things, okay? And so when you are telling yourself these things, then it's easy to get stuck in them. But when you have someone that's on the outside, like a coach, then they're able to see, I'm able to see what is going, I can see the picture here, the thing that you're kind of demonstrating, and I can see, okay, it sounds like this is getting in your way. Are you up for the challenge of trying something different, right? And I challenge you and I encourage you and I see your potential, because everyone has potential. You just have to believe it and I'm here to just coach you along to make sure that you believe it. Okay. So that's the first one, is just starting now. There's no perfect situation. Get those excuses and limiting beliefs out of the way. Okay. It's so important to overcome these things, so that otherwise, if you don't overcome these things, it's going to be really hard to see any kind of progress or success, and it's going to be a continual pattern throughout your life. So make sure to get help. If this is something that you struggle with, the answer is just to get help, hire someone to get in there and be like, okay, I'm hiring you to make sure that nothing stands in my way. What am I doing wrong? And then I or someone will help you get out of your head. Okay. Now, the second one that I've learned, a lesson that I've learned while in coaching, is that balance is key. Okay. And a lot of things, but specifically fitness and nutrition. But a lot of women, when they start a fitness health journey, or they're trying to get healthy in some way, they always think of extremes, and they always think, if I can't do all of this right now, I'm never going to be able to do it. Or they wait for the perfect time. This kind of coincides with the first one. They wait for the perfect time so that I can do A, B, and C, right? So they can do all the things. And if they can't do it, what's the point, right? But this is another excuse where it gets stuck in your head, is that if you can't do all of it, you're not going to do any of it. The all or nothing mentality. Now, the main thing that I've learned here is that you need to learn balance. Balance is key in order to see progress and success in anything, but especially fitness and nutrition. What balance does is it makes you realize that the transformation is going to be lifelong, and it's going to be a lifestyle change, because not necessarily you're not going to see results fast, but because you're going to keep those results. Okay. The point is to get a fat loss transformation and then keep those results forever, right? We don't want to just get a fat loss transformation and then just go back to the way we were, right? That's not what we're here for. We're here for losing the fat and feeling amazing in your skin, muscle definition, and then keeping that for the rest of your life. How can you do that forever, right? That's the point here. And in order to do that, you need to practice balance. Because if you're a human being and you enjoy life and you enjoy spending time with your family, you're going to go on vacations, right? You're going to go to restaurants. You're going to spend time with your family in camping trips. Things are going to come up where you're not in a rigid schedule all the time. That's just not life. And if you can't learn to have health and fitness goals during life, during vacations and camping trips and normal life, you're never going to learn it, right? It's always going to be a struggle for you. So balance is key here. Learning to eat in moderation, learning to say no, practicing restraint, but also learning to not feel guilty when you choose to eat something that's not the healthiest, right? When it's more fun foods, right? Learning those things is priceless, and it's going to serve you forever throughout your whole fitness journey. Okay, an example is measuring and tracking. So measuring and tracking is a good tool that I use for my clients and myself that really keeps you aware. And I've gone throughout this, I teach this throughout my social media stuff too. And you guys know that I do believe in tracking and measuring, not necessarily obsessively or perfectly, but in a way that's flexible, but still gives you results. Okay, so that's the example of when you do that tracking and measuring, it helps to really find balance and awareness so that you're still seeing results, but you can live your life still. And I don't teach tracking forever. Tracking is good for every once in a while. You don't have to do it forever, and you can do it in different ways that doesn't seem like tracking. So what this does, it just helps you prepare to have knowledge, to have awareness, to see results, but also to have flexibility and balance, to know that you can still eat that donut and still see results. A lot of women, surprisingly, don't believe that that's true. And going back to our first one, they feel like it's all or nothing. Like, I can't eat any sugar unless I want to see results. Now, you can still challenge yourself and say, I'm going to eat less sugar. But is it really, the important question here, is it really realistic for you to go to a function, a party, or whatever, and you have your favorite treat there, you have things that you want to try, and you're going to say no, but you really want to try those things, like, is that realistic for you? You got to ask yourself that question. So, what could be more valuable in this situation is learning how to eat in moderation and learning how to eat your favorite foods and fun foods without feeling guilty and still seeing results, right? So that's the second thing I've learned is balance is key, and practicing those habits that create balance and moderation is going to serve you for the rest of your life and is going to help you be successful and enjoy the process. And that's where you get results, okay? The third thing I learned is in order to get a fit body and keep it, you need over, this is more important than knowing what to eat and knowing what workouts to do. More important than the actual workouts and nutrition part of it is practicing behaviors and habits. Okay, that's going to be more important than following a workout plan, following a diet plan. Okay, that's going to be like the secret. This is the secret to seeing results. And what I mainly help with people is behaviors and habits. Okay, because it's hard. It's easy to get into your own head. It's easy to get into routines that you're used to. Um, it's easy to get into habits that you don't even realize you're doing. And this is going to be the game changer because if you can get new behaviors, change your habits, then you're going to see progress because you can have all the knowledge in the world. You know what you're supposed to eat. You know how you're supposed to work out, maybe. Maybe you're not exactly sure, but once you get the information, you know, right? But what's really going to change? You're just knowing it or actually doing it, right? What's the hardest part? Learning about it or actually doing it? Doing it, right? So, in order to do it, you need to have those behaviors and those habits in place to actually change. Okay, so that's the third thing that I've learned is like the secret. The most important thing to get success is actually implementing those things that you learn. And that's harder. That's harder, um easier said than done, right? Is implementing those things, but that's where I come in. That's where a coach comes in to help you, get out of your head, make sure those excuses and limitations are out, and look over your life, see what you can change, what you can't change, something that you can't see within yourself, right? Um, so that's a huge one is changing your behaviors and habits. That's what's really going to make things stick. And once you change those, you'll be good. You'll be good for a long time, especially if you practice those habits at least. A bunch of people say different. Well, how long does it take to make a habit, right? Some people say 12 weeks, 16 weeks, 30 days, whatever. Um, it's going to take a long time to have a habit in place, especially if when you put it in, when you practice the habit daily, consistently, the longer time you practice, the more you're going to stick with it. Okay. So habits and behaviors, that's the third one, more important. The fourth one is, and this is more knowledge based, but the fourth one is also a very important, is building muscle and lifting weights is going to help in so many ways. Okay, I can name 1,000 ways that it helps, but the main thing that I love about building muscle and lifting weights is what it teaches you about a fitness journey. And the thing that it teaches you about is it teaches you how to have balance and to think of your body as something that what it can do for you instead of how it looks. Sure, it's going to look sexy when you lift weights and build muscle. You're going to feel and look sexy, okay? Let's just be honest here. But more importantly than that, it'll give you confidence as well. But more importantly is it's going to really improve your confidence in your whole life, but it's also just going to switch that mindset of trying to be skinny, trying to go on diets all the time, trying to fit into this mold that society is giving you, and getting out of that shell and really just embracing your strength as a woman, okay? You got strong legs, girl, let me tell you. You got a strong butt, okay? You didn't know that, but you do, okay? Really increasing that strength physically, but also mentally. The mental progress that you can see with building muscle and lifting weights is just amazing. Okay, you just don't know until you do it. But it really increases all around health. You can burn fat at rest. Your body is going to age better because you've got that muscle tone, and you can do things when you're older. You're going to decrease bone fractures and things like that. You're just going to be all around strong. But also, the mentality part is like my favorite part because it helps women to get out of this diet culture and to feel like, okay, my body's meant to be strong and I feel really good when I'm strong. And it changes your body composition. It helps you eat more, so that you're healthy, so that your hormones are working, and you just want to feel stronger. And that's just priceless to me, that mentality. So I loved it ever since I started, and I love teaching women how to love building muscle and lifting weights. It's just been such a game changer for women that switch that mentality to that, and I love seeing that. I love helping women achieve their dream body by doing that. So anyways, love it. Okay, so those are the those are the four things that I've learned as a nutrition, fitness, fat loss coach. Let me know which one spoke to you the most. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I will talk to you guys later. We'll see ya.